All right, guys, so believe it or not, me and May were on our way to the airport today. And then we came across this on the side of the road that was getting some work done. And this is the owner here, and he was doing some carb tuning on it. And I decided to quickly pull into the street and check it out. And it seems like I've found like one of the cleanest Hakosuka GTR Skylines I've ever seen. It is amazing. Anyways, check this out. So the owner of this car, we've just been talking to him and getting some information on the car. This is Ito-san, and he's the owner. And he's done a full overhaul, completely rebuilt the engine. It's a 2-liter S20? Yeah, S20 engine. And as you can see, it's got the triple carburetors with the nice little trumpets or funnels. And everything about the car is so clean. I love how the engine bay has been well looked after. There's like no oil or dirt anywhere. Endless brake upgrade kit. Everything about the body looks just amazing. I'm seriously frothing. He's got rear drum brakes. Still the original GTR, and this number plate's got the really old like Shuken kind of symbol there, so that's like super rare as well. Man, this car is in such good condition. Prince Motorist Club. So looking at the interior here, this is all original. It's just been really well looked after. The only thing that's been changed is the tachometer. But just looking at like the center console there, still the 2000 GT badge, and how good the wood grain is all kept and everything. And Ito-san, he's had this car for 35 years. He bought this car when he was 20 years old. And yeah, we were just talking, he actually speaks really amazing English, but we were just like having a good laugh at how well this is valued over the years. But man, like, I'm so happy to come across something like this in such good condition. I'm like totally fangirling right now, so I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm probably speaking a lot of gibberish. So I'm just gonna put the camera down, take some more pictures, and then catch up with you guys later. All right, so that was absolutely awesome. And I'm completely lost for words, just like how awesome that was, like being able to, like, because we were driving, right, and I saw the rear of the car parked there down the side street of where this farm is near where we live. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think that was a Hakosuka. And then May was like, oh, are you gonna go help him? Because he had his bonnet up and was working in the engine bay. And I was like, and then I saw like another side street that I thought would connect to that one. And then I just, randomly decided to take it down there, and I finally got there, and I jumped out of the car and then just started talking to him in Japanese. And he was the nicest guy ever, like literally the nicest dude ever. And he was tuning his carburetors, and we were talking about the engine stuff, and he was explaining, because I was always under the assumption that those motors that you saw with the dual overhead cam heads on them, that they were actually like an L series motor, but with the dual cam head. But he was explaining to me that it's actually called like an S20, and it's a completely different block. And he like explained to me like how much lower the block sits and stuff like that. So it was really cool because he was actually going into detail and explaining that to me. No one's ever kind of really done that, I guess, who's known those types of cars that I've been able to talk to before. So I really appreciated that. And then like out of nowhere, he then just started speaking like perfect English to me, and I was so surprised. Anyways, so yeah, it was really cool just talking to him. We got his details, so hopefully we can connect once we get back. And he was telling me about his brother and how his brother has owned a 32 GTR for almost like as long as he has, and it's got 450 horsepower and all this kind of stuff. So it'd definitely be cool to hang out with them and see what they've got and maybe shoot a video about it. But anyways, we're going to get along with the rest of the day. We've got to head into Roppongi. We're going to go to church, and then we're going to hang out for a little bit. We've got to be at the airport at, like the special car park place near the airport at 4 p.m. So once we get there, we'll be good. And we're stuck in like crazy bumper to bumper peak hour traffic on the highway. So definitely killing some time now. All right, let's go. So we are here in Roppongi, and we've come across this Mikoshi here. Which, if you guys don't understand, the religion here in Japan that's mainly all over the country is called Shinto. And what this represents is this is like a portable temple. And what they do is it's kind of like a way of them taking the god out of the temple into this portable temple and taking him around, kind of like a festival type of thing, to then go to a temporary one, which is over on the other side of the road up there. They're going to cross the road here, and it's like a huge ordeal, so it's going to be kind of interesting to watch. But yeah, anyways, let's see how they go. This is so cool. These things are not light, by the way. They're very, very heavy. Generally how it works is like lots of people will switch and change between like carrying it and like the crowd that follows them. So everyone who's wearing the kind of uniform, they can all switch and change if they've gotten tired and had enough. But they're gonna go along this all the way up there and then cross over to a temporary like temple they've set up over there. It's crazy. Really cool. Second Hakosuka today. Woohoo! Kakui. This is so awesome. It's like literally their Sunday drivers cars. Okay, so we're now at the airport, we're checked in, we're on the other side. Things have been a little bit crazy getting here, and then what else happened? Like one of May's friends left her keys in a bag that she borrowed. Yeah, borrowed off May, and it was in our check-in luggage, and we were checking in, and she gets a message from her friend saying, "Hey, can you just see if like my keys and everything are in that bag?" So I like had to open the check-in luggage and everything to try and check if it was in there. Turned out it was, and where she was like on the complete other side of Tokyo where the airport is and all this. Anyways, so she had to come and get it. We couldn't then go through security, and we had to wait for like an hour and a half.
The flight got delayed.
The flight got delayed for another 2 hours. So yeah, things have been a little bit messy, and we may not even have anyone picking us up at the airport, so we may need to use public transport once we get there. And if you know anything about Queensland, Australia, public transport is pretty rubbish. But anyways, I thought for the rest of this video it'd be good to actually maybe answer some of you guys' questions. So I put up a post on my Instagram and just said, hey guys, shoot us some questions and we'll add them in the vlog. So what I wanted to do was go through a few of those. First one is, how long have I been in the TV industry?
2 years.
2 years? 2 years and 6 months about now. Yeah. So I've been a live engineer for about 2 years and 6 months, so 2.5 years. And previously what I did before that was like network engineering, infrastructure, and network administration. So a lot of, if you don't know, TV industry has really broadcasting's gone straight into networking IP, because everything's IP now. So the way they send signals all over the world and stuff is all done digitally with decoders and encoders through essentially like multicast and unicast streams. And I've probably lost you by now talking about that stuff, but essentially learning IT and all that type of stuff was what got me this job, because that's what we do and we engineer with. What's the next one here?
Is it true when importing a car from Japan to Australia, the car must be standard with no modifications?
Okay, so technically yes. Every car that gets imported into Australia has to be like back to factory standard. There can't be like front mount intercoolers on there or coilover suspension if it never came from the factory with that stuff. But you don't necessarily, it depends if the car gets double checked. So whoever you go and get the car compliance through, they're going to say, you know, a lot of the big stuff has to be fixed back to factory, like, you know, aftermarket racing seats and steering wheels, anything like that's going to like greatly affect and is kind of like right over the line. But things like front mount intercoolers and coilovers you can get away with generally, as long as the car doesn't get called to be double checked by the government official. So to be safe, to 100% pass, yes, everything needs to be factory standard. If you want to try and not have to buy a whole bunch of factory parts to get your car approved, then what you can do is try to see if it, you know, the guy that compliances it will say everything's good to go, and see what happens is the government official can come and triple check a car. They won't take their word for it, so they normally do that like every it's weird. Like sometimes they'll do it every second car, sometimes they'll do it every 5 cars, sometimes you won't even see them for 3 months, and then they'll come up and check every car.
It's like that. It's the same when
Yeah.
we check, like, go out of the country.
Yeah. It's the same. So, you know, look, you can try, and then, you know, if it doesn't get checked, then you'll sneak it through and there's not a problem. Yeah, but to play it safe, you really need to restore everything to factory condition. What's the next one? So, do you miss meat pies and sausage rolls? Be honest. Yes, of course I do. There's actually a pie face here in Tokyo, in Shibuya, and they're like got the whole Australian theme of, like, you know, selling Victoria bitters and 4X and beer and stuff there. But when you buy a meat pie from them, and I asked for tomato sauce, they said, "Oh, sorry, we don't provide ketchup or tomato sauce in this restaurant." And I was just like, "You what, mate? Like, you're doing the whole Australia theme. You've got Victorian bitters and 4X in the fridge. You specially imported that. But you can't have tomato sauce for a freaking meat pie." I was so triggered, man. And what's the next one?
Any car suggestions for students?
Car suggestions for students. Right now,
Save money.
well, save money is a good one as well. If you have a dream for a car, just save up and buy that car. But if you want to get into driving and learn to drive in like a beater, get like a Miata or like a BMW E36. The go-to car of an S13, they're going up in price now. So unless you can find one for a good deal that's actually in good condition and not like terrible condition with rust and missing parts everywhere, that's going to cost you more money in the long run, then don't bother. But yeah, I would just say stick with like a Miata or a E36 or something like that. These days they seem to be like a good car of choice for like learning to drive in and beating around, especially if you're into rear-wheel drive fun. If you're into front-wheel drive fun, Honda Civics, Nissan Pulsars, N15 Pulsars, N14 Pulsars, all that type of stuff's great. Anyways, I think we're going to leave it at that. There's a few other questions about my work, but I kind of answered that already, so that'll be that. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We're going to jump on the flight and try and not come off in Australia as complete zombies, because we have stacks of stuff to do tomorrow. Our entire trip plan has kind of been thrown out the window, especially with now it looks like we're moving the workshop and stuff like that. Yeah, so exciting stuff is going to be happening in the vlogs, and it looks like I got a position for Drift Matsuri, which will be finalized probably Monday tomorrow. But yeah, anyways, I don't really know what I'm saying anymore. So thanks heaps for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video. じゃあまたね。